think a lot of people get stopped from doing what they want to do by the fear of someone saying no.
Yeah.
But if someone saying no is the worst thing that's going to happen to you,
Yeah.
that's not that bad.
No, it's not that bad.
Louise reporting for duty.
Roll sound. 5 minutes on sound production.
Copy that.
Welcome to Beyond the Green Room, where we shine a spotlight to the unsung heroes of the arts and events industry. Today, I'm thrilled to have Lauren Geary join us. Lauren is an accomplished event professional and artist liaison who has worked with some of the most renowned artists of our time. From navigating the intricate backstage logistics of live performances to fostering strong connections with creatives, Lauren embodies professionalism and passion in every aspect of her work. Welcome, Lauren, and thank you for joining us.
Hello, thank you for having me.
How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. I'm enjoying a lovely chai latte with you. And,
It's a lovely chai latte, actually.
It is. We found a lovely little spot in the centre of town. It's just nice to catch up after a few years away, isn't it?
It is, honestly. It's such a joy to be here.
It is.
And yeah, thank you again for the lovely recommendation of this chai latte. I think
I'm telling you.
it's up there.
It is top of the league.
Yeah, top of the league, absolutely. So yeah, just to maybe give a little bit of background for anybody who's listening to us, would you like to just tell us a little bit about your career path, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, where do you want me to start? Do you want to start from the beginning or what I'm at now?
Yeah, wherever you feel like it.
So, hello everybody. I am Lauren and I am an event and PR freelancer. I've been freelance for the last 2 years now. And the way that I kind of describe it to people is that I've got many hats and my day-to-day really is within the world of PR and social media. I offer those services to local visitor attractions and restaurants and events in the Cotswolds area. But my passion and the endeavour that made me go freelance was music events and in particular artist liaison. So I work at a range of festivals and venues across the southwest, offering artist liaison and music office management and promoter rep services. So all aspects of working backstage and getting to people on stage on time and keeping people happy.
That's the hard bit.
Organisation, so I have a balance of those two things. So one really props me up in summer, that's the event side of things, and the other one keeps me going through winter, and that's the PR and social media.
Have you
So
always thought that you would be doing so many things? Oops, sorry, that's your foot.
you know what? That's such a funny question because yes, I've never ever been able to settle on like one career path. When I was younger, I always thought, I don't know, whenever anyone asked me when I was younger, what are you going to be when you're older? I'm going to be this, but I'm also going to do this on the side. And, and actually it has, you get to a certain age where you think, God, you were so naive. But actually, that's me. I'm doing multiple jobs at once. And it's not kind of the path that the teachers lay out to you at school. They kind of choose you to pick one thing, but I am doing multiple things and it is working really well. I am getting to do a little bit of everything that I love and they tie together really nicely. So yeah, I always knew that I wanted to work in like the events industry and music in particular. I mean, if you'd have asked me when I was younger, I'd have been like a Spice Girl by day and an S Club Junior by night. But then as I got older, obviously the kind of organisation, my skill is organisation. It's not singing or performing in any way. But yeah, anything that involves organisation and I stepped away from the wanting to be the performer to wanting to be the person that helped the performer and helped to develop talent and that sort of thing. So, and when it came to university or the age that you choose, what you're going to do next, I remember that there was never anything else that I wanted to do.
Oh, wow.
And I remember seeing I studied music industry management at the University of Gloucestershire, and there was no one that was going to dissuade me from that. I was really academic at school, and I think I was being put on boards for like Oxbridge applications. I was like, I don't want to go and study maths. I don't want to go and study English. I want to work in events, and I want to work in music. And whenever I went to a gig, I used to go to a lot of gigs when I was younger to save up like birthday money and things like that. I'd be there like before the gig, I'd be looking at what role everyone was playing and well, I always wanted to know like what's going on behind there and who's getting them to the stage on time and what are they doing before the show. And I've recently learned that that's not something that everyone thinks.
No, absolutely not. Yeah.
Some people are there to just enjoy the music, but I want to be part of the whole experience. So I remember reading about this course and being like, that's it, that's what I'm doing. And that's what I did. That I came here to Cheltenham, I studied music industry management, and through that I started volunteering at a load of local festivals, and it kind of just took off. The festival work took off from there. You go from volunteering to then getting your first kind of paid roles. And
would that be an advice that you would give to like people who started like either studying or like at the very start of their career, like to actually go volunteer?
Absolutely. Yeah, I think they do go out. At the end of the day, everyone's a beginner at something at some time.
Yeah.
Do go out, do volunteer and make those relationships with people who run festivals or people who work at festivals. But there's also a fine line of knowing when to volunteer and when to start charging for your services, about knowing your worth. And that's, I think I maybe did 1 or 2 event seasons or summers while I was at university of the volunteering. And then I was like, I think I'm established enough or know enough now that people could maybe pay me at least minimum wage to do this. So my advice would definitely be to go out and volunteer. And I think the way that I did that was just shooting off emails. I think a lot of people get stopped from doing what they want to do by the fear of someone saying no.
Yeah.
But if someone saying no is the worst thing that's going to happen to you, that's not that bad.
No, it's not that bad. I think when you start though, like, the fear of rejection is quite high.
Yeah. I still high now, but what's the worst that can happen?
Nothing, literally. I think
you just try again.
Yeah, I think it's mostly like about the ego, because you know, when you start, it's very like your ego can be quite you've got like big imposter syndrome, even if you've had like amazing studies and even if you know like the industry because you've been to gigs or you've been volunteering, you're still like, oh, am I good enough? Enough to actually get paid for that.
There is that.
So I think when somebody says no, you're just like, oh my gosh.
I'm never going to get there and what's wrong with me?
But actually, it's okay. It's so okay. And I think you need to go through rejections.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you can recover from a rejection, you'll realise it's not that bad, and everything happens for a reason. If you don't get something one time, doesn't mean you won't get something another time.
Absolutely.
And also, they're not going to remember that they've rejected you. So if you go back in a year's time, you might feel a bit fragile, but they're not going to remember.
And also, sometimes it's just circumstances. Like sometimes they will say no to you for one reason.
Yeah, because someone else is doing it.
Yeah, for instance. Yeah. But maybe next year, actually, this other someone else is not going to be there.
Yeah,
and they are looking for someone as good as you. And
and actually, the fact that you've showed willing another time and you've come back, actually maybe they are really serious about this, and maybe they are going to put a bit of something into this.
Really,
they do want to do well.
I think it's also a matter of like perseverance also shows that you love one specific organization, one specific festival or whatever so much that you actually are going through rejection to actually get there.
And if you can demonstrate what you've done in that last year as well, between
like showing growth and just like carrying on, and I think that's
strength of character as well.
Absolutely.
But just send the email. Send the email.
As many emails as you can.
The worst that can happen is a no.
Do you use mostly emails or like LinkedIn, or do you DM people on Instagram?
I'm an email girl.
Yeah.
Just because I work in PR, so I'm very good at crafting an email. But LinkedIn is also great. And yeah, I suppose now you probably could slide into people's DMs, or I definitely have connected with a few event professionals recently over Instagram, and maybe that's something that I would do. Or if I've kind of uploaded a story looking for help with work, or that I need a role that's filled, then people, I have actually found people that way. So I think find the people that you want to connect with and go about it any which way you can. Just don't wait for them outside their homes.
I like that.
Yeah.
And over, like, for instance, I know that because you said that there was sometimes things happen for a reason. Do you think that meeting sometimes specific people actually change your entire like career path or even your life sometimes?
Yeah, definitely. I think especially when you're in events, and so I didn't know that the role of an artist liaison existed until I went and volunteered at a festival in a PR role.
Oh wow.
And met the artist liaison manager. And they were in two tents next door to each other, and I got speaking to a lady there, and I was like, that's the role. That's everything that I would want to do at a festival.
Wow.
But it's not your standard career path or your standard role, so you wouldn't hear about it unless you know someone that's doing it.
Yeah.
And that then I started looking for artist liaison roles. I connected with her. She actually went and got me my first artist liaison roles. Her name's Sarah Gilbert, and she works across Gloucestershire. She's incredible, and I still work with her sometimes now. Yeah. So definitely go and speak to people. Look, it's her. She's calling.
Thanks. Little interlude from our lovely, today's sound engineer, who's not a sound engineer normally.
But yeah, I think just speak to people and connect with people. And there's this whole saying in this industry, isn't it? It's like, it's not what you know, it's who you know, which can be quite a daunting phrase, especially if you're not a Nepo baby and you are going into the industry as like a fresh pair of eyes.
Yeah.
But just because you don't know anyone at the beginning doesn't mean that you won't know anyone. You've just got to go and introduce yourself to people in the most natural way possible. But you just have to go and meet people. I think start the conversation and see where it goes.
Yeah. I also think that, when you study a good course, especially in like music business or something like that, we tend to look up at people who are also really well established. And it's good because you learn from also looking at whoever is doing what, basically. Yeah. But we sometimes tend to forget that the people who are next to you on the bench will also become like really important people and will have their career path, and they can also be your allies. And I think that can be also sometimes overlooked, that people your age and who studied with you.
Exactly. Everyone's on a path. And I think there is this whole argument, isn't there, about how, especially in music industry roles and event industry roles, do you need a degree? Is that relevant? And I would kind of echo that and say, no, you don't need to go to university to do that role. However, what being in university does is gives you this circle of people that are also passionate about the same thing as you, that you then all go on to your career paths. And I've got people now that I went to university with who send work my way and I send work their way. And it also, I think the university thing does also give you that motivation to go and get those voluntary roles or to start those roles, because it gives you, for me anyway, it gave me a bit of confidence. Like, I can show you that I'm passionate about this because I'm studying it for 3 years and I'm doing a heck long dissertation on it. Yeah. So I'd love to come and work at your event because this is how much I love this subject. It gives you a kind of a head start on the professional confidence, I guess.
I suppose also like there is something for everybody. Like some people really like going through academics.
I think there is that change in the air at the minute as well, of that university isn't for everyone and it's not necessarily what everyone's going to do now. I've got a 15-year-old brother and I was speaking to him at the weekend and I was like, what do you want to do when you get to 18? Do you want to go to university? He was like, no, I'm not sure. Like, whereas I feel like when we were at school, that was the route. Whereas I feel now a lot of like kids are looking towards, going out and just getting the experience. Going apprenticeships is such a big thing now. Internships. If there's two different types of clever, aren't there? There is book clever, and there is like common sense clever, and people learn in different ways. And I don't think whether you can sit down and write lines in a book should dictate whether you should be able to enter a certain industry. So, and particularly when talk about events and music and things like that, I think
absolutely some things you just have to go through, live them, and go through them. Learn. 100%. And you did say that you have like a lot of roles and many hats and so on. So, is there like one hat that you prefer? I would say
absolutely, and it is the artist liaison hat. It is,
and why?
Because there's the thrill of working at a music event. There's the build up to it. There's, I guess my other roles are maybe a little bit more secular and solo, whereas when you go onto an event site, you become part of this family. That's how we know each other, is because you bond so intensely with the people around you. If you are lucky enough to work at events where you enjoy the music that you are working with, like you're being paid to go to a gig, and you usually get to stand at the side of the stage for a bit. Like that's kind of what dreams are made of, isn't it? Like getting to experience your passion through your work, and also be able to see you backstage at the same time.
And get to know amazing people too, I suppose.
Exactly. It's like something out of a dream. But so that's the best experiences and the best memories come from artist liaison and backstage work. But saying that, if you did that all the time, that's exhausting. So I quite like that I can go through these really intense periods of event work and then go and work from home for a week or so and do a bit of the more admin-y side of work, let myself recover, and then go again on the next festival or the next event. Fondest memories are artist liaison, and that's my passion. That's absolutely my passion.
Well, if artist liaison had a soundtrack, for instance, if it was a film and you wanted to find a soundtrack, what 3 songs would need to be on it?
For artist liaison? Oh my gosh, that's such a wide question.
Yeah.
So there'd be like the opening track would be quite tense. You're in negotiations, you're doing advancing. There's maybe a few odd things that have come your way that you're having to overcome. But I can't think of a particular
Would that be a Mission Impossible soundtrack?
I feel that's definitely the first day of getting to site. If we're talking festivals, that's like, day one is Mission Impossible. And then maybe some Benny Hill.
I love that.
For like the live, when you're live and it's going, and there's 1,700 thoughts in your brain and 1,700 tasks on your to-do list, and you're running after people, trying to get them on stage and trying to get the milk and the towels and
that's always everything. The case. The run after the milk.
The milk's gone, or the avocados haven't ripened on time, God forbid. Definitely Benny Hill when it's live, and then when it's done, the relief. I used to describe artist liaison as what I call second-hand fun. First-hand fun is like when you're at a party and you're on a bouncy castle, or you're at a theme park, you're having a really fun time. Second-hand fun is when you do the thing and you don't necessarily acknowledge the fun at the time. But when you're finished, you look back and you go, that was so fun. That was amazing. And I think artist liaison is a lot of second-hand fun of the reflection of, and I maybe a lot of event work is
like
just on a broader spectrum, is you look back and you go, I can't believe I just did that. Like I can't believe that just happened. So the third track would be something euphoric, which for me, the most euphoric song in the world is Believe by Cher. But I don't think that necessarily
I think it's
applies
a good one.
to everyone.
I think it's a very good one.
Just, something euphoric or something relaxing when you finally get more than 4 hours of sleep. Yeah, maybe just some whale music.
Do you actually get that for getting asleep? Like you've got some sounds in the background?
I don't need it after an artist liaison gig. Just give me a bed and a blanket. I'm gone. Yeah. I'll sleep for a week.
Yeah, no, I get that. Yeah. I mean, like, just even the way you describe it, I mean, events in general, as well as, all the music business and so on, is so hectic, so fast paced.
Yeah.
And what do you think are the specific skills and traits that you think is essential to actually go through that but also recover well and taking care of yourself?
I think the number one skill is problem solving. And you can't learn that from a book. That comes with experience. And a lot of problem solving is having common sense. Definitely, problem solving is the number one skill. And the more that you do, the more that you've got that bank of solutions in your head, the more that you can foresee things ahead. I think I'm pretty good at being able to turn up to an event now and going, I think these things could be and having your plan Bs and your plan Cs ready. And then with that comes the confidence in yourself that no matter what happens,
you've got a plan.
You're going to be able to solve it. You've solved worse things than this. So, yeah.
Do you have that actually just as a little, in bracket, between brackets thing? Do you have that also in your daily life? I sometimes someone will do something and I can already see that's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
That ball on the plate is going to be slippery and that's going to fall.
Yeah, that's an accident waiting to happen. Or definitely, I think that does transfer into real life, in that you can just think there are a number of outcomes here, and 2 out of 3 of them aren't good. So let's just have something in the back pocket just in case. Even just when it comes to meeting up with your friends and you're off to do something and that at least one of them is going to be late. So should I just have the restaurant number in my back pocket just in case I need to phone them to let them know that we're going to be late? Or should I look at another option for the things that we do? I think it does transfer into real life. Other skills, I think, the ability, the calm under pressure thing. While the Benny Hill thing is going on in your head, I think the thing that I've learned in recent years is that you can instill a lot of confidence in other people. You can make them confident in your abilities by just being calm. And just, you might be like a duck, absolutely flapping for life under the water, but as long as above water you go, okay, we can deal with that.
I can swim,
you would like what and when? Yes, absolutely fine. In your head you might be going, no chance. Or you what? You want what from me? But as long as you can smile and go, let me see what I can do, we'll get that sorted, then other people tend to relax around you, and that then makes the atmosphere nicer, the day nicer, your relationship with them stronger. I think if people can see that you're willing to help as well, if you can express a willingness to help, you're polite, you're going to be fine, kind of thing. A lot of it is to do with attitude. A good attitude and the ability to problem solve. And I think everything else comes, but those two things. I've had it in recent years where people have turned up to things and gone, oh, it's you. Okay, we're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay, because and you just smile through everything, no matter what's going on. It's at the end of the day, especially in events and backstage. Again, what's the worst that's going to happen? Just try and make things happen and go above and beyond when you can.
While protecting yourself, though.
Absolutely.
Don't burn out by trying to please everyone. But
know what's sensible and know your limits.
I think it's really interesting because more and more I hear people saying like, be kind. Because I
Absolutely.
think in the event industry, sometimes that is overlooked.
Yeah.
And, you can be extremely good and you can be really, really, on it.
Yeah.
If you're not kind,
But if your attitude stinks,
it's going to be difficult.
or if you're chaotic to be around, if you make other people nervous because of the way that you're acting.
Yeah.
Like going back to the point that we were saying about you join this big family, it's all about how everyone acts in that family, and what just one bad egg in that family can make an event really, really difficult. So it's all about having a smile, being polite, being kind. That's like number one thing. Just be nice. If you see someone that needs help them, because it all comes around, and you might be the person that needs help at some point, and you're more likely to get it if you're the person that's gone out of your way to help other people. So play in the team, be a team player, and just be nice.
And genuinely, I think the attitude is changing actually on an overall thing. Like more and more people, and especially actually people who are starting a career, are like have this kind of sense of like, okay, you know what? Maybe I don't know how to do that, or maybe I'm not so good at this, but I'm really good at this. But overall, I'm really willing to help. I'm really willing to do things, and I have a smile on my face because I am actually, overall, I'm very happy to be here. And grateful. And that's enough, actually. I'd rather have somebody who's really kind and doesn't know exactly how to do something. Because that can be taught. But so long as they're really nice, that is okay. And I would be actually more willing to help someone who's really nice than just someone who's not that nice.
We've both experienced it when you've been on an event site with someone that is really, really talented, but whose attitude stinks. And you're like, you just don't know where you stand, do you? You don't know what you're like, you're great, but actually I wouldn't want to work with you again, because I'd rather work with the person over there that's quite nice and will make this whole thing just 10 times more pleasant. So
absolutely.
you can be as skilled as you like in the work, but doesn't mean you're going to get booked for the jobs if you're then horrible to be around.
That's very true. I think there are loads of challenges, around like personalities always anyway, like in any kind of industry and so on. But just pointing out another maybe challenge around the industry is to be somebody who identifies as a woman in the event industry. That can be quite challenging too, even if I do think also like it's just me personally that it does change, it does evolve. Mentalities have evolved along the way, but have you actually like had this feeling of like how can I say that feeling that you are not enough, or feeling
that you're on the back foot because you're female? I would say that I have been really lucky in that I've worked with really supportive teams and a lot of female dominant teams.
That's good.
And so I don't think that I've ever felt that I was on the back foot because I'm female, but I know that that's probably because I work in a role that is very equal, and I know a lot of people maybe in the more technical roles that have faced that. I think there is this preconception that if it's an organisation role, and if it's the artist liaison role is quite a mothery role, it's like so like feeding people and multitasking and like caring and looking after, that I may not have come up against it as much as other people have, but I have worked with some fantastically supportive male and female peers. I haven't got any horror stories, let's just put it that way.
That's really good. That's actually really nice to hear, because of course, there is a whole range of jobs of behind the scenes. And some jobs are a bit more I would say, non-gendered, I would say.
Yeah.
Whereas some others, especially as you highlighted, like in the technical teams,
Yeah,
where
yeah.
it used to be mostly dominantly like
Male dominated. Yeah.
So I think it's nice to hear that, you've been also protected from that.
Yeah. And I do know friends who have been like lighting and sound engineers that have turned up to venues and they've kind of been ushered one way and they're going, I don't think I need to go that way. I'm the sound engineer, and they'll go, what?
Yeah.
Which is quite a common story, isn't it? But I do think the narrative on that is changing. I do think that the roles are changing. I do think that the preconceptions are changing.
Yeah.
What I will say is that I've worked with very supportive people. I don't think
really
I've ever
good.
been on the back foot for having been female, but doesn't mean that I haven't experienced it through other people.
No, absolutely.
But I think also in where we are in the Southwest, I think there are a lot of great female-led event businesses. We're really lucky that we've got females at all levels on the hierarchy. So
yeah, it's actually really nice to see that.
Yeah.
And I suppose it's also linked to like being kind and being in troubleshooting. Actually, those two traits that you highlighted are just so accurate, and it also it does reflect on how you see the other people around you. And if you see that someone, whatever the gender, is good and nice, that should be enough. And then at the end of the day,
yeah. We do have one story with. This is a backstage artist story where one artist came up to me and asked me if I would iron their clothes.
What?
I said, the only female backstage. And I said, the iron's in, I've put the iron in the ironing board in your dressing room if you like it. He was like, yeah, but can you go and do it? You're female, you'll know how to do that.
What the hell?
I was like an 18-year-old student at the time, so joke's on you because that did not. I'm sure you'd have done a better job yourself.
Did you crease it just on purpose,
Really iron in
See
that.
what I can do.
Yeah, that will never come out. Yeah,
just burn the shirt a bit.
yeah, just a nice little iron-shaped like tan stain in there. Do it yourself next time.
Oh,
actually, but that's one funny story, and I'm able to see that.
And I suppose there will be some people with like some kind of preconceived ideas, but it's how you react to them that at the end of the day, I suppose it didn't ruin your entire night. And
no, not at all. No. It
doesn't mean that it is okay, but sometimes just pick your battles.
Yeah, exactly that.
Actually, what is your most, I would say, memorable challenge or crisis in your either artist liaison or PR rep world?
Most memorable crisis would be, there was one this year, trying not to get too specific, but it was at a festival that was in a public space.
Yeah.
So a space that was but they ticketed it. So this space that was usually public suddenly had all these barriers up, and like locals were being having ticketed. Yeah. You know what it's like. And but it also meant that because it wasn't a festival site or a green field site, that just the artist access and dressing rooms weren't what they would typically be. They weren't quite up to scratch. They weren't your regular, they weren't serviced the way they need to be, to the point where for an artist to get to stage, they had to, or just to get into the festival, they had to park about 30 meters away from the entrance point and carry their stuff up and down like a public road.
Okay. Yeah.
And it was quite a small festival.
Okay.
We didn't have, there weren't massive acts that were coming, but there was this one particular act who were made up of 30 musicians, and they were just not happy about it at all, about having to transport all of their gear this far. And they'd been briefed on this, but as we all know,
Yeah.
not everyone reads all their emails all the time.
Yeah.
And they were late arriving, and then they got there. They said, absolutely no way are we unloading into this stage.
wow.
And they were the headliners of the evening. So myself and another event prof were, just doing the lovely smiling and, okay, well, let's see how we can help you. Should we try and get as many crew as we can to try and make this happen? I think between us all, we can do it.
Yeah.
It might be a bit of a slog, but we'll get you guys on, and we'll make sure there's some nice drinks and things like that. No, weren't accepting the help. They wanted to be able to drive their van through the middle of this festival site, which is just a massive no. It's not happening. And no matter how polite we were being and how helpful we were offering help, it would have worked. They just weren't having it at all. They were refusing to load on, almost didn't want to play.
Oh gosh.
And actually, this links back to the previous question, because it wasn't until the male equivalent of, we were two females, the male equivalent came over and said exactly the same thing, that the manager of that band went, okay, yeah, let's get on with it. So I don't know whether it was because it had been said 3 times, or whether it's just a coincidence. We will never know, and we won't speculate too hard. But we did eventually do that. But his attitude just stank. It wasn't impossible. It wasn't ideal.
Yeah.
But we were coming up with all the solutions that we could have, and he had been briefed.
Yeah.
I think it then transpired that this particular band were playing 3 festivals in one day. And
so they just had enough, and
and I think as part of us getting them on stage, they said we'll do the gig, but we're going to have to cut the set length in half. We're going to have to do 45 minutes instead of an hour and a half.
Whoa, that's a big cut.
It's a big cut, and I don't know. The more I reflect on it, the fact that this was at 7:00, and it was their second festival of the day.
Oh, so
they then had another one.
They had to go to the third one
in Nottingham at 9:00. I just think, I don't know if you were ever going to play an hour and a half, or whether this situation just played into your hands and you saw a way to leverage it. But that's the only time where I've ever thought I'm going to have an artist not go to stage.
How did that end up, actually?
It was fine. They went on stage, and it was a really great show. And I think half of them went on for 45 minutes, and then a few more of them turned up, and then some of them went off and went to Nottingham, and it was
okay.
As an audience
musical
member,
chairs.
It was musical chairs, but an audience member, I don't think they knew, and they had that audience in the palm of their hands. As an audience member, you wouldn't have known the stress that went on for the 2 hours before then, and that there was a point where we were having no band on stage.
Yeah,
I think that's probably the most stressful one this year. But apart from that, I've never had anything that close to being a disaster. It depends on what I think our concept of what a disaster might be is very different to what an artist's.
Another area, I would say, because it is a comfort for artists also. It's really important.
Yeah.
And of course it is not really the same level as like one band might not go up. But yeah, that's definitely a crisis.
But this is why riders exist, and this is why you get you bring an artist liaison in to look at those riders, because I think I've got a pretty good concept of being able to look down a rider and go, right, we've got to nail that. I think we can do without the bag of rocket, but I think being able to look through and go, you know what, that's really important to this person. And you've got to put yourself in the position of the artist and think, if you were on the road all the time and there were just little things that helped to make your life a bit easier at every venue, then...
And also that seems just a bit mad. I don't know, like what on earth did the band manager think about booking one show at 7 and another show at 9 on the other side of the country?
And they'd already come from the same side of the country for a 2:00 show.
Good Lord.
Yeah, it was...
That's a bit mad. And, just thinking about the comfort, not even the comfort, the sanity of the artists is...
And they were all totally apologetic and totally lovely.
Yeah.
And we had a good laugh about it afterwards. You know, they're not tainted in my brain because of that. It was 2 stressful hours in the day. But
and to be fair, you know, sometimes crisis can actually also be like a bond with someone.
Oh, absolutely.
If it has been resolved and at the end of the day, like everybody had a good time. Everybody was happy. Just laugh about it. It's fun. You know, it's part of the job.
It is, absolutely. And I think even if it is a bit of an inconvenience, never let that on. No one needs to feel like an inconvenience at any point. Just, again, be willing and happy to help. And don't worry, no worries. It's fine. It's fine. I'll cry about this later, but don't worry, it's fine.
Aw. I actually met quite a lot of people saying like, I'll cry in about 10 minutes. I'll be back in about 15 minutes. And that's totally fine. I think some people just need that time. I know I am not really much of a crier, but I totally respect the fact that sometimes you just need a total decompressing time and then you're back on.
Sometimes you're just going to stick your thumbs in your eyes and have a little scream and go back to it. And actually then it's all fine. It's just the way you release those emotions. Event sites are really, really stressful. And not always in the worst way. Like they're just busy places.
Absolutely.
There's a lot going on.
I think it's you need to love to be busy. Definitely.
Absolutely.
And I know I have that love, but also I know that that's how I had my first grey hair. And you know, for each festival I had just one grey hair poking out. And I was like, oh, that's jazz festival. That's festival. That's festival. But it's also part of the fun and I'm really loving it. And I think you need to have that love. Definitely.
Absolutely. You need to love the chaos of it and you need to love the unpredictableness of it. Absolutely. But in the going back to burnout thing, there's only so much time that you can put up with that for, you know. If you're doing event to event back to back without giving yourself a break, that's when, you know, things can get serious and you might become unwell. It's those bursts of chaos are great for like a week.
Is that how you manage your work-life balance? Like just going from like peak time to complete like leave me in a dark room time?
I wouldn't necessarily say that I go from like chaos to nothing. It's good to have a good little wind down and then wind back up, I think. I do try not to do too many big festivals back to back, or to try and manage my PR work and social media work so that there's no massive deadlines in between events or straight off the back of an event, because that's just the recipe for complete burnout. You have to let your brain rest. Rest is so important, and the last thing that you want to do after a week-long event is then go and do like another chaotic thing. Some people are really good at going back to back to back to back all summer. And
some people do
I applaud them, but I do like a little
break.
Just a little bit of switch off time and mental preparation for the next one. Definitely.
No, absolutely. I think some people just like to have like everything in 6 months, but then be off for I don't know, like four other months.
To just go away for a while.
Sometimes they just move to another country for a couple of months. Like
go and sit in the sun for 6 weeks.
And actually, if you had to create like a little, like I would say, like survival kit for anybody who works in as artist liaison or as, you know, PR rep, what would you put in it? And anything like quirky or like unconventional, like old personal, I would say, that you would add in this kit.
So I know a lot of people are fueled by coffee. I don't drink caffeine, which is quite rare within the events industry because that's usually what keeps us all going. For me, my vice is biscuits. There's always biscuits, and I'll be purchasing extra biscuits on your rider for me.
I love that. Any special biscuits?
Snacks. I'm not very fussy. Love a chocolate caramel digestive, but really I'll take anything sweet and sugary, especially when you get to kind of 2:00 in the afternoon. You're going since 7 a.m. in the morning.
You need something to pick you up.
Like a survival kit. I think I think just various forms of snack. So when I've had my sugar dip after my biscuits, maybe I've got a sandwich to just kind of just level me out. Water. Like, I don't want to sound like your mum, but make sure you're drinking enough water. Yeah. I don't know. I think all that you've got time for is food. I do have a little artist liaison kit that I take with me to events.
Oh, wow.
To,
what's in there? Apart from snacks.
Apart from my snacks. That going back to the point of being able to foresee things that are going to go wrong or foresee things that are going to happen. So I've got my little sewing kit. Aww. I've sewed many a trouser.
Really?
Yeah. That's part of the role.
I love that.
I've sewed many a trouser, like throat coat tee. That always comes up, and it's always really hard to find. They don't sell it in supermarkets. So always have some throat coat tea and some throat lozenges, honey.
Yeah.
And the good stuff, because that's one of those things that if that gets substituted on the order to your on your supermarket order to your bog standard clear honey, then that could cause issues.
Yeah.
Towels, spare towels, wet wipes.
Oh yeah.
Can hide a multitude of sins. A wet wipe, Sharpies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Any event prof should know that.
Yeah.
And some scissors and tape.
Yeah.
So yeah, just little things that I know come in handy. Paper. Yeah. For those last minute set lists and things like that. Yeah, I think those are the essentials for my artist liaison kit.
I'd love to see that little kit, I have to say.
Yeah, my little
send me a little picture.
and a trolley.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm one of those now. I've got a trolley because it's not all about the manual work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do
it's really good.
It's really good.
Yeah.
So
is it a funky one?
No. It just does the work.
Yeah.
And it means that, it's a lot of work getting a rider into a venue, especially if there's steps and you've got like everybody's wine and beer.
Yeah.
And work smart, not hard. Buy yourself a trolley.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is your funniest or most unique backstage request you've ever had?
The best one, or definitely the most unique one, was a carving of a wooden lion carving, a local wooden lion carving, which was for an artist at a festival, and I really loved it. It was on a budget, so it wasn't ever happening in any world, but it kind of created a great conversation, and I did play with it a little bit. So there was a restaurant in town that did actually have a wooden lion carving on the wall.
Okay.
So when I was giving them their per diems and their buyouts, I said, may I suggest so-and-so restaurant that does have a local wooden lion carving?
Yeah.
But then also when I was buying their rider, I made sure everything was lion themed.
Oh.
So there was like a lion themed beer, and I got them lion bars because I wanted chocolate. So played with it, and then that created a really great relationship for the rest of that gig.
That's amazing.
That's a good one. I really like it when people ask for like postcards from the region that they're in. That's a really nice one.
Do you know what they do with it, or is it just to have a look at them?
Yeah, and some people ask for fridge magnets as well, which is quite hard when you live somewhere. You're not used to going to buy like tourist items. You're not like used to going to buy souvenirs. So postcards and fridge magnets are quite a good one. Aww. I like when they let me free on the chocolate choice. Sometimes they'll go dealer's choice, and I'll go, I'm on it.
Yeah.
Just trying to think of any other weird ones. Yeah, they're good ones. I get Lego is like one that's becoming quite like I've had a few Lego requests recently.
Really?
Yeah. I guess people want something to do before the show.
Oh. What kind of Lego do you buy?
So there's a DJ that I've had a few times that always wants a Star Wars Lego. And then there was a pop artist that I had last year, and I got her a little unicorn to build out of Lego. Just like the little sets that kind of like half an hour of fun before
so
stage
sweet.
time. Yeah, those are fun ones.
Yeah.
I'm like, please don't play with it. Please leave it behind so I can have it. And I feel like I can spot the requests that are like a little bit cheeky now. I've had a few ones where someone's asked for a diptyque candle. The candle requests are going wild.
yeah.
And there was like a British rapper that I had last year that asked for, what are they called? Palo Santo?
What's that?
It's a brand of candle. Let's just say diptyque. He wanted a diptyque candle, like certain size, certain fragrance.
Oh god.
And it was a big one, like it was a chunky candle. And when I googled it, it was worth about £120.
Oh, whoa.
Which is like more than the rider budget most of the time at most venues anyway. And then I looked at the date, and it was 10 days before Mother's Day. And I just thought, I'm not buying your Mother's Day present for you.
No.
That's out of order. You don't want that. I'm just funding your special occasions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cheeky.
It's cheeky.
That's
yeah.
very cheeky.
Yeah. You'll be having Tesco's own, thank you. which are very good.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
What about PR highlight stories? Do you have one that is like really outstanding in your mind?
That's for outstanding. The one that I've enjoyed, one that I've actually just done that I really enjoyed working on, was a really intense week. It was like working on an event, but I worked with a burger restaurant called the Beefy Boys, who are like local burger heroes who have just gone to the World Food Championships.
Oh wow.
And they came fourth in the World Food Championships, but we followed their story. So they used to be best friends that had like barbecues in their back garden, were really good at it. And now they've gone to the World Food Championships and come fourth in the World Food Championships. But they were there. It was like a week-long competition. So at every stage, we were having to update the press on what was going on and what recipe they were making. We were covering their journey of trying to find ingredients in Indianapolis. And we were getting press to talk to them while they were out there. And that was a really nice one to cover.
Wow. Did you get to travel with them?
No, the budget did not travel that far. No, I didn't. But we were
just the
that's
adventure.
The beauty of the
following
internet.
it.
Yeah, is that I could be at home and still experience it.
Yeah, and also I suppose you can. I mean, I don't know if they give the full recipe, but
they do. Well, they've just released a book.
Ooh,
okay, which is available now.
Love that.
Yeah, they do put all the recipes out there. I think that's basically them going, here's the recipe, but you'll never be able to make it like us.
Yeah, not as good as us.
Yeah, go on, try it.
I love that though. Have you tried some of them? Some of the recipes?
Oh my god, yes, yeah, so good.
Oh,
so good. There's been a load of PR highlights, but I think seeing their journey from being like they used to have one restaurant in Hereford to now we've just announced that they're opening their fourth restaurant. To see a business grow like that's really lovely, and they're just lovely to work with. So again, goes back to good attitude.
Yeah,
and
absolutely. And if for instance PR was like dating more or less, would there be like a green flag that you could see in either from an outside point of view in the PR rep, or from a PR rep, you will know that it's going to be a good time with one specific client, and there's a green flag.
Yeah, I think when they listen to your ideas, I completely understand that no one knows a brand better than themselves. But also sometimes you have to, a PR's job is to come in and give you ideas and to help you progress on your journey. And when people are open to hearing your ideas and they give you a bit of freedom, that's a big green flag. Or when they're just happy to be collaborative, rather than too autocratic and when they are willing to let you give your own ideas, especially within social media. That's definitely a thing, because work with a lot of people that don't understand social media. That's fine, that's my job. And having to convert a lot of people over to reels, some people just aren't familiar with the idea of video marketing or making content with video.
Yeah.
And you just have to go like, just let me make one piece for you.
Yeah.
And let's see how it goes. And the people that go, oh yeah, go on then.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, okay, just trust me. If it doesn't work, we won't do it again.
Yeah.
And then they're the ones that it works best with, that give you the freedom to be creative.
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely that. Don't
like that
stamp
in
on
your
ideas.
PR rep work, like it's the fact to be creative. Actually.
Yeah. I want to try new ideas, and I want to. I want their business. I of course want the ideas to succeed. And I think that's what businesses need to understand is that I've got the same goal as you.
Especially like social media has changed so much of the PR world, I would say, and how you use it and it's also such a tricky game too. Sometimes.
Yeah, because just as you think you've mastered it, something changes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I know that, sometimes with it's also the band that I'm managing, and, we're trying to follow all the algorithm of Instagram and so on. And, that you have to show your face and all of that. And
Yeah.
gosh, it's a lot of like keeping up with the information and a lot of also being creative, but also not just following the trends.
Yeah, not jumping on something just for the sake of it. Like it's got to fit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And finding the right balance between like pleasing the person who will see, your content, but also keeping who you are.
Yes, yeah. Staying true to the brand.
Yeah,
stay true
absolutely.
to the identity. And when you find
the balance,
the perfect cross section of that is great. But definitely the challenge at the minute is convincing people to put their faces to their brands.
Yeah.
That's a challenge.
It's a tricky one.
Yeah.
And is there like, we were talking just earlier how sometimes, you can also turn into like customer service sometimes, or that you can just turn into something that is, from just social media, creating content, but sometimes it's also replying to people who email you, text you.
My big thing at the minute is not necessarily, again, not in my PR hat, but with my social media hat, trying to get across to people how much a social media manager does from conceptualizing what your content is going to look like to then going out and shooting it.
Yeah.
To like, that content needs storyboarding, it needs visualizing, making that happen, and all the stuff that then comes together to make that happen, like making sure the right people are in the right place at the same time, everything that comes with shooting content to then editing that content, writing copy that goes with that content and is compelling, to then scheduling it, popping it out, engaging, pushing it, boosting it, creating a community.
All the while knowing when to post it, all the while knowing what your audience is waiting for and expecting.
Yeah. It's such a massive role, and I think still a lot of people think that it's just people posting pretty pictures online, and it's not.
It's much more than that.
Yeah, it's
100%.
Yeah.
Also because I think more and more people are just like DMing organizations or people.
I think communication styles have gotten a lot more personal.
Yeah.
Like kind of like we were saying at the beginning, like I was like, oh yes, I was an email person, but nowadays you would slide into a DM.
Yeah.
But people do contact brands through DMs.
Yeah.
And then me as a social media manager, I have to know enough about all of those brands to be able to help with those inquiries.
Exactly.
One of the biggest challenges is that I've taken on a castle. And I've taken on a castle. One of my clients is she dots her cap.
Bowing.
And so now I've had to become an expert in the history of that castle and everything surrounding the Tudors.
Wow.
I think I could go on Mastermind with my specialist subject as the Tudors now, which is something very new for 2024 because I had nothing. My role was never crossed over with history before, but now I suddenly, in order to do a post, I now have to go and research the history, and I have to be factually correct. I have to be on it because if not, there's 20,000 people that will tell me that I'm wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a lot of pressure too, actually.
Yeah. And when you're managing clients across, like I say, I've got a restaurant, I've got a castle, I've got a theatre, I've got like a Cotswold magazine,
and you need
there's
to
hats within my hats. Yeah.
And you need actually to also just get so much research on getting to know every single bit of every single,
Yeah.
organization or client or,
Yeah, to then be able to write confidently about it on behalf of them.
exactly.
Yeah.
Gosh, and it's a lot of work. I mean,
Yeah.
it's immense, and I don't know. Like, I would feel very, very shy, like knowing that you have so much responsibility, even if it's sometimes, in the grand scheme of thing, it is, just scheduling things, researching and things.
Yeah.
But it is actually a lot of
There's
pressure.
a lot that goes into it. Yeah. So big respect to all the social media managers out
Yeah.
there.
Big respect to
that's
you.
because it's not easy.
No, absolutely not. Is there an advice that you would give to someone that is trying to break through, or just an advice that you would give to your younger self, actually?
Yeah, I think the biggest piece of advice that I would give to someone that's new to the industry, or going back to my younger self, would be to just say yes. In, given the situation. But I think that I said no to a lot of things when I was in my early 20s because I was scared of them. And I thought that I wouldn't be able to live up to expectations, or that I wasn't ready for it, that I thought that I had to be overqualified for something in order to do it.
Yeah.
Whereas actually now my motto in life now is that if something scares you, do it. That's the thing that you need to do. That's the thing that is going to push you out of your comfort zone and increase your boundaries. Life begins outside of your comfort zone. And in fact, one of the best jobs that I do now is working for Rough Trade and being a promoter rep for their shows, for their outdoor shows with their artists. And I very nearly said no to the first show that I got offered. That was a friend from university that came to me and said, "Look, there's this show, and I think you'd be great at it." And I just come off a festival, was on that kind of
Recovery mode.
the recovery mode, and I thought I just thought I can't. There's too many things that worry me about that.
Yeah.
I've never done it before. It's in a new venue. It's with new people.
Especially when you're tired.
Yeah. And I so nearly said no. And because there was something in my head that said, just say yes, just do it. And what's the worst that can happen? You can do all of these things. You've just come off a festival. Yeah. You can look after one artist for one night.
Yeah.
And because I did that show, I now have all these opportunities of all these other shows. So absolutely, just if something scares you, doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it. Maybe it's more of a reason to do it.
Yeah.
If, have a bit of belief in yourself that if you can get yourself through most things, especially if you've got common sense.
Yeah.
And if it's not for you, you don't have to do it again, but the chances are that it probably is going to be for you. If you're the sort of person that thrives under pressure and loves a challenge, go for the challenges.
Yeah. And also, even if it's a full-time job, sometimes just go for it, try it out.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario,
it's
just
not
find
for you.
something else.
Yeah.
And
it's really important to know what you don't like doing as much as what you do like doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Not everyone falls into their perfect job straight away. In fact, we all know that we don't.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think you're so right in saying, like, go out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Because most of the time you underestimate yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. You'll be your harshest critic.
Yeah, you are. And also remember that you have allies around you.
Yeah.
And if there is something that you're not sure about, even if it's just sometimes something that feels really important in the job, but sometimes it's just 10% of it.
Yeah.
There will be someone to help you,
Yeah.
or you can just learn from odd tools or something like that.
Yeah, you can ask.
Yeah, you can ask.
There's
literally.
no such thing as a silly question. There's just silly people that don't ask questions.
Yeah.
So
And it's better to just, say, I don't really know how to do it, but I'm going to do it.
I'm
rather
gonna
than just
learn.
stay in your corner and never getting anywhere.
And then you'll never get, you know what I mean? You won't progress if you don't. You have to be a beginner sometimes, and it's okay to admit that you're a beginner.
Yeah.
Everyone's got we don't all just go in at the highest level and smash it.
Yeah.
You learn because you've made mistakes.
And actually, most of the time, you're not a complete 100% beginner, because, you were talking about troubleshooting. I mean, most of us have been troubleshooting since the age of like, I don't know, 16.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, troubleshooting can also just be like managing your schedule to actually get an essay completed
Yeah,
and so on.
precisely. Things that you don't know are skills
Yeah.
that are you just getting things done are actually you navigating your way through life.
Yeah, 100%. I remember that when I started in this industry, I was always the organizer of any kind of trip.
Yes, yeah. The
And-
type A friend.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, no, I'm not so good for this. I don't really. It's a lot of pressure, and I'm not too sure I can handle it. But all of my friends were just like, but you already do it.
Yeah.
Like maybe not to the same skill, but you already do it.
You
You just
can
need to develop it
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
just go for it.
And you get paid to do it now.
Yeah, even better. Oh, I'm loving that. Actually, so I mean, you've given us quite a lot of anecdotes from, artists and so on. And actually, I enjoy that very, very much. So thank you so much for that.
That's okay.
I ask all my guests to give like one highlight story that we call the green room gossip, but it doesn't have to be a gossip.
Yeah.
Any story with one specific artist. You can name them or you can not name them. That's totally free to you. Is that something that you would like to tell us about a green room gossip?
Yeah, I think my favourite experience was actually a festival that we both worked on, Cheltenham Jazz Festival, and we had a band come to play called Level 42. And my stepdad is a massive Level 42 fan. And so as soon as he found out that I was working on a show with them, he booked tickets, and him and my mum came, and they like came to see me at work for the first time, so what I did, which was amazing. But I was quite anxious about this band, about Level 42 arriving. There'd been, we really had to get this rider right, and the manager was quite specific about certain things, and that was,
Yeah.
got to smash this. And when they arrived, I was quite nervous about it. And they were just so lovely straight away. And it's the bassist, Mark King, who is my stepdad's idol. And he was going, please, can I come backstage? Please, can I come backstage? And I'm like, I'm not sure. I don't know if it's the best thing. Like, just leave it with me and we'll see if there's a good time. And it kind of did work out that way. I brought my mum and my stepdad backstage, and I said, but you can't go anywhere near them. You can just be in the same space, but don't dare go and talk to him. Don't look at him. Don't interrupt him. Just, you can be in the same, you can breathe the same air. Yeah. That's your reward. So they did. And I'd been talking to Mark King for a while before they came backstage. It was just lovely chatting. And then it transpired that he came out of his dressing room specifically to talk to my mum and stepdad, like unprompted. My stepdad met his hero. It was such a beautiful moment. And then Mark King started giving like this school report to my mum and stepdad about what a great job I'd done and how lovely I was. And all of a sudden it was like we were like in our living room at home, but Mark King was there, who we've all listened to for years, and he's telling my mum and stepdad what a great job I'm doing. And like he's like, we as adults, we don't get school reports, do we?
Yeah.
But this was like a school report directly to my mum to be like, yeah, she's smashing it. And that's something that we talk about all the time now. Like, do you remember that time?
Lovely.
That was a really lovely one. And I know that meant so much to my stepdad, who means so much to me. So that was a really like beautiful moment. And then another funny one was, Sigrid. The singer. She's like an absolute gem. I was doing a really intimate album launch show with her.
Oh, wow.
In fact, it was the show that I nearly never took, and it was the first show that I did for Rough Trade. And it was quite a small venue, so there wasn't a lot of dressing room space. And so she came and used my office to get ready, and we were, just chatting, having a lovely time. And I don't know how well you know Sigrid, but she's known for wearing a white t-shirt and blue jeans. And she brought her suitcase out and she opened it up and she said, I wonder what I'm going to wear today. And it was actually on one side of the suitcase was white t-shirts, and the other one was jeans. She kind of had her hands on her hips. She was like, you'll have to help me decide. She picked out her outfit. So that was a really nice one.
Oh, there are some really lovely people out there, honestly.
Yeah,
artists.
you know what? More lovely than I've got very few horror stories.
Yeah.
Very few. Like most people, again, if you smile and you are helpful,
Yeah.
will smile and be helpful back. So, there's this like preconception that artists are really difficult and they think they're better than you, and their mood. No, it is really not. It's really not like that. I think, be helpful and be nice, and people will be nice back.
Absolutely. I think
That's a
also,
positive.
it's a return to your kindness too. I mean, every time we've been working together, the place to be was the green room because you were there. So, in a term of like happiness or, in a time of crisis or whatever, where we just needed, comfort, it would be,
nice. And
backstage.
biscuits.
And biscuits.
Yeah.
Sure. That's very true, actually.
But that's what you want those artists to come there and feel that same feeling too. You want them to go like, oh yeah, you know what? Cheltenham Jazz Festival was really lovely because the vibe was nice, and I always, on every show that I work on, my sole aim is that artist would want to come and do that show again.
Yeah.
And that they then love that venue or love that festival, and that it creates a relationship that then goes forward. So
absolutely. And also because, I mean, whether you want it or not, like you are actually the face of the organization you're working for. And the mere fact that you're just smiling and patient and nice, and that is already so much. And artists, most of the time, when they see your lovely face and smiling at them, they're just gonna be kind and okay.
Yeah.
And I think we kind of all have some kind of, horror, not horror story actually, but quite like quirky writers' stories, I would say.
Yeah.
But also sometimes it's not even the artist's request.
No,
Yeah.
You know what, most of the time, if there's going to be an issue, it'll be the manager.
Yeah.
And most of them are really lovely,
Yeah.
but sometimes you get really apprehensive about this artist coming, and then when you get there, you realize it was never the artist, it was the manager, and actually they're just a bit of a keyboard warrior, and they're actually like a pussycat in real life. And then when you work on, I'm sure you'll get it, you work on the touring side, and you completely get why they want things the way that they want things, because they're there for a reason.
Yeah.
And they're on the road, and all they want is just a little bit of help at every venue to help things go their way. So
absolutely.
yeah, once you understand that,
I think it's just finding a middle ground.
it really is. Yeah.
Yeah. Or maybe the band manager had a good laugh and just requested like the most random thing,
Yeah, play with it. I think people appreciate it when you have a little bit of a laugh. And you pick
I think
things
so
up.
too.
Like that wooden lion carving.
Yeah.
I could have panicked it. I could have responded in panic and, excuse me, sir, but I can't get you that. Or we could have a bit of fun with it.
Yeah.
And, and then that carries on to when they arrive.
Absolutely.
Just a nice atmosphere.
Yeah. And maybe as a last question, I would say, if you could add another job title to your CV, even if you've had so many already, so many hats. As you said, like your cupboard is full of hats.
Yeah, but, and then the hats have hats.
Yeah. But what role would you like to try next?
I think the one thing that if I was going to add anything, it would be to do with touring.
Oh, really?
Some sort of touring management or assistant work. Just because I think it does have the same skill set as the artist liaison.
Yeah.
But yeah, to be with the same artist, I guess, all the time, or for an extended time, I think that would be a nice thing to experience. I guess, taking it out on the road, perhaps. But yeah, apart from that, I just want to keep the hats on my head. Yeah, I just
you have already quite a lot.
Yeah. I just want.
And you seem very happy. I mean, you did say that you are doing what you loved, and you made your passion your job.
Yeah,
which is something quite incredible.
Yeah,
already.
which you can't ask for more than that, can you?
Yeah.
To enjoy what you do and to enjoy the projects that you work on is a real privilege.
Oh, that's lovely. Oh, is there anything that you would like to add, or do you think we've covered most of the areas that you would like to talk about?
I think we've covered most of the areas, but I think my parting message would be just be kind.
Yeah,
I think
that's the main
be
thing.
kind to the people you're working with. Be kind to yourself. People make mistakes, And as long as they own those mistakes and learn from them, yeah, be kind to yourself.
Absolutely. Very wise words that I think
Yeah.
anybody actually in any industry should do, to be fair. Amazing. Well, Lauren, it's been fantastic having you today on
Thank
Beyond the
you.
Green Room. Thank you so, so much for all your insights and stories. And it really highlights, both your passion and your dedication and, also making an event and an actual experience, I would say, unforgettable and quite unique, and both for the audience and actually for the creatives too. And for our listeners, stay tuned for more behind-the-scene tales from the world of the arts and events. Thank you again, Lauren, and we look forward to seeing the magic you'll create next.
Thank you for having me. Bye.